Welcome back guys. In this class we are going to study about if else or selection statement. We can also call them selection statements. So what is if statement? So first of all we are going to study about if statement and then else statement. So what is an if statement? So if statement, it execute a group of statements only if a certain condition is true. Otherwise, the statements are skipped, which means that it will only execute a certain statements if that condition is true. Otherwise, it will skip that condition, or otherwise it will move to the else part. The syntax of the if condition is, so this if is the keyword and we have to give here the condition, any condition. It could be any condition, but make sure that the condition are enclosed in parentheses, and then we have to give here colon, and then we have to give here statements. The statements are the block of code. All the statements should be with proper indentation, otherwise the if else will not work. Okay, now let's see this flowchart. First of all, we are just checking the condition, is the test is true or not. If the test is true, if it is true, yes condition, then execute the controlled statements, right? And if it is false, then execute the statement after this statement. So if it is false, it will directly exit out of the if, and if it is yes, then execute the control statement which is under the if condition. Okay guys, now let's take an example of if else. So I'm declaring a variable named as GPA and I'm assigning the value here 3, right? So I'm giving here a condition, if GPA is greater than 2, print, you are pass. Let's run it. So you are pass because it satisfied our condition. The GPA is 3 and we give here the condition like GPA should be greater than 2. Then this print statement will work. Okay, now let's change the value to 1 and see how it is working. So it is not printing anything because we have not mentioned anything for the false condition. So now let's move on. Okay guys, so now I am moving to the if and else statement. First we have studied only if statement. Now we are going to study about the else statement. So execute one block of statement if a certain condition is true and a second block of statement if it is false, which means that so if the condition is satisfied, then this block of code or this block of statements will be executed. If the condition is not satisfied or if the condition is false, then the else part will be executed, right? So let's see the flowchart. Test is true. If it is true, then execute the if control statement. If it is false, then execute the else control statements. So this is the concept behind it. If the condition is true, then we will move to execute the if control statement, and if the condition is false, then it will execute the else control statement. Now then they both move to the execute statement after if else statement. Then they will execute the statement, they will get out of this if else clause, and then after that the rest of code will be executed. Okay, now let's move on to the code editor and do some examples. So let's continue on this example. I'm just like 3. If GPA is greater than 2, then you print here you are pass. Now I'm giving here the else condition. Else print you are fail. Simple is that. First check this condition. If it is true, then print this. If it is not, then move to the else part and print this statement. Now let's run this and check whether it's working or not. You are pass. Now let's change the condition because the condition was if it is greater than 2. Now let's change the condition to 3, and if the GPA is greater than 3, then it will. Now you are fail because your your GPA is 3, it's not greater than 3. If it is equal or less than 3, it will print you are fail. So it is equal to 3, that's why it prints like you are fail. Now we are moving to another concept, which is nested if else, or multiple condition can be changed with else if. So we have if, then we have else, and in Python we have another condition which is else if. So why we use them? Because multiple condition can be changed, like we can change the multiple condition with each other by using this else and if condition. What is the syntax? If condition statements, then we have else if, another condition and another block of statements, and finally we have else, and then we have statements. So there is a, this is a flow chart. Is the test is true? Yes, then execute the if control statement. If it is not, check this else if condition. If the condition in else if is true or not, it will check this condition. If it is not true, then it will move to this. So now let's jump to the code editor and see how it works. Okay guys, so I'm continuing the same example. This is, we are done with if, we are done with else. Now we are going to do another thing, which is else if. So else if always comes in between if and else. So now let's the keyword is if, right? And give here a condition. So I'm passing another condition here, like I'm changing the GPA to 4. If the GPA is greater than or equal to 3, then type here A plus, right? If GPA is greater than equal to 2, right, then print B plus. If it is less than 2, then it means that you are fail. Okay, now I'm going to show you that how it actually works. It will first check this condition. If our GPA will be greater than or equal to 3, then it will print this, right? If this condition is not true, then it will move to the else if part and check this condition. If this satisfied, then it will print this. If it does not satisfy, it will simply move to the else part and print this condition, and after printing this, then it will simply move out of this selection statement, and then it will print the rest of the code. For example, like print we are done with if else, right? So let me show you. So first it will check this condition. If it's not true, then it will move to this. If it is true, then it will print this. If it is not true, then it will move to this. After checking all the conditions and then executing one of the block of code, then it will move out of this if else clause and it will execute the rest of the code. And this line is out of this if clause, right? So now let's run this. A plus, and then we are done with if else. As I explained, so it has checked all the condition and only this condition is completely satisfied, so it has printed this block of code, only a single line. It could be more than one line of code. And after that, when it has checked all these and done with the if else process, then it has moved out of this if else and it execute the rest of the code, and which is like we are done with the if else. So this is a very simple topic in any programming language, so I hope you are already familiar with if else. Okay, so for practice you can go to tutorials point or W3 schools and different or you can visit simple Google and do the different examples of if else. So these were the simplest examples. So I hope you understand this lecture well. So see you in the next lecture.